It is open, my friends, while toils have yet to begin. Laughter we had in gales and floods, but if not, at least there will be blood. The sorrow and loss may abound. We'll do our best to hold this hallowed ground.
Welcome back, everyone. Last week, this What If a Lot started a stakeout of the Ambassador of Peace's house. Throughout the night, they watched him come back home, late into the night, disappear from the inside of it for a while, then reappear, presumably go to bed, and then get up at around 6:15-ish. Schnozzboop snuck up behind him invisible, managed to steal away his house keys, while he was distracted by looking at the blatantly not hiding now a tiefling, which I'll remind everyone at this point is a species that is semi-uncommon, and whenever you do see them, you're reminded of the magical surge that engulfed the entirety of Nath 3L 36 years ago, if you're old enough to be alive during that time, which you, Schnozzboop, would be. You wouldn't be,
Folks.
I think, Iago.
Always trust
definitely
your
not.
instincts. Always trust your instincts. I knew not to hide. I knew the character wouldn't hide, and guess what? We got keys now.
But the ambassador is gone. You have keys. The house is empty.
All right.
I will
What's
tell him that
the-
it was magically locked.
Yes. Is communicated to
He
you.
may not be the way to unlock it either. So
Well, we can only try, I suppose. What's the layout of the surrounding area? Like, if we just like walk up to this door, there could be like 12 houses that are going to see us do it.
That's a good question. So this is on a second tier, closest to the bottom area. So the governor's palace, think about it like a big circle right here. Off to the naughty elephant shoots water. Off to the west of the governor's palace is another mountain with tiers going up the mountain. And this is on the second tier of the western mountain. It's primarily residential until you get to the top half, and then it becomes agricultural. So in various locations, there are like man-made waterfalls that go down and they just add to the aesthetic appeal of this basically housing district. And it is one of the older housing districts too. So behind you would have been the taller levels of some other buildings on the first tier. So you would have been second story up for those buildings. So your little alleyway is basically like a pathway made in between these two houses, which are more compact and much taller in general, kind of hiding away the tiers behind them at this point, as they've been recently like renovated to house more people into it. But this one was just like an old, very old house, old style. Might have housed one of the farmers for one of the tiers at the top way back then. But so as far as like your question goes, that's just the general more aesthetic of like what you're in the middle of. Around it are just other houses kind of similar to it. So think of one of those old neighborhoods where there are fences, small yard, smaller house, and then on the other side of the fence is another person's yard and another house. And then it just kind of keeps going down the line until you're raising up to the next tier.
So probably won't get a lot of neighbor views.
Not too many, no.
Neighbors. Okay. So I will tell the people, approach casually. You're delivering a package or some such. And then, so Snozzboop, who I guess is still invisible, will approach the door. I'm not sure how this works exactly, but I'm going to try to see if I can sense the arcane particulars of this lock on whether this key will trigger their release or whatever.
Okay. Go ahead.
I will assist.
I'll assist with this. So, with that little bit of an assistance, I'm going to say, Schnozboop, give me an Arcana check with advantage.
That's going to be a 22.
22. All right. Now I need you to do something for me as well. Roll a percentile
Okay.
dice.
Oh no. 18.
18. As you other three are just casually walking up to this door. Not entirely aware, BT, you would be aware of where Schnozboop is. You see him just in front of the door, and just out of nowhere, that little poof of magic that went into existence when it locked fizzles. Schnozboop, you hear a coming from the lock.
Like it unlocked?
Some
Is that what
clicking
that
came
sound
from the
is?
lock.
Oh boy.
Before you put in the key?
Before he put in the key. There's no key. As far as you could tell. If he did, he's invisible. You can just tell where he is because of your
Yeah.
live sense of Schnozboop. Schnozboop, you didn't put in your key to unlock it. You were just examining it.
Interesting. Maybe it sensed the key? Do my arcane abilities know anything? Did I
As
sense
you're
anything from my arcane roll?
pondering this and wondering it, you hear a little
Philemon, what'd you do?
Philemon.
Broke something.
In a good way?
I don't know. I just saw something was working and you were looking at it, so I felt like broaching it. So I broke it.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. Well, I will still use the key.
okay. Put it in. Go the unlocking direction. You feel no resistance, as if the door
Great.
was already unlocked.
I will attempt to open the door.
Pull the handle down. Push the door. It opens.
Great. I'm going to leave the door slightly ajar for my friends. And I will very softly start looking around the house for any signs of portals or secret walls or whatever, trying to find out.
Okay. Now, Big Tin, as you're approaching the door, when you see it, the door handle go down and open up, you don't see any bursts of arcane anything at all. Do the other three of you, Yogo, Big Tin, now, do you enter the building?
Yes. I'm also
yes.
going to use magic awareness for the just in case of it all.
Nice. Okay. So keep that in mind. Now,
Mhm.
Yogo?
Iago is currently wearing a slightly more mountainous outfit now, in some cool grays and whites, and his cloak, the sigil on it is now a nice deep blue on a gray cloak.
Your clothes
Also-
are fun.
Yeah. Also, for now, Iago has a lot of magic on him.
He
But
does.
yeah, the one thing that is definitely not magic, however, is his mask.
Not even
And
slightly.
not even remotely. I will go inside the home and start looking around.
All right. With
Also,
all of you.
I dispel or unconcentrate the invisibility.
All right. Snozboo poofs into existence, taking a look inside one of the cupboard drawers. As you are all inside, are you all doing this carefully?
Oh yes.
Yes.
Yes? Okay. As you're doing it carefully, I would like all of you to either give me what you decide, either a perception or an investigation check. Now, you're doing yours with advantage because of your magical awareness. BT, actually, you'll be doing it with advantage as well because you can see all that because of your gifts with destruction.
You said investigation or what?
Or perception. One of those two.
Dirty 20
Oh.
perception.
Ooh.
9 on
9.
investigation.
Ooh.
25 perception.
25 perception.
14 investigation.
14 investigation. All right. As you're looking around, Schnozboop, this larger room, you quickly come to the conclusion there's nothing here. It's just another house. I mean, you've seen makes like this before. There's the dining table, all the cookware, everything's in place where it should be. It's exactly what you would expect, and nothing's out of place. Everywhere you've looked, everywhere you've searched. Iago, you get a little bit more fine-tuned inside your investigation, kind of looking at foot tracks as to where he might have walked around, what the most common foot trends are. Because everyone has their path when they're walking around in their house. You can see it when you look at people's carpets, IRL. You can spot that fairly easily. You, being a guide, are attuned to that. There's not very much pathwork in this house. It doesn't look like the boards have been stepped on that much. You are able to identify just barely. The general pathwork is from the front door to the bedroom, and from the bedroom to the support beam in the middle of the house, towards the back. So there's 2 support beams keeping the roof up. One towards the front, one towards the back. For you other two, there is, primarily because you've got that magical sense. For you, now, there's nothing magical inside this room. When you go into the bedroom and look around in there, you do sense something inside, like the closet drawer area. Going up, there's just what looks to be a small rock with a glyph that's carved into it, hidden in a spot in the back. And you can tell that
Alright.
it is magical.
What
Wait.
school of magic? Which school?
Give me a second. While I answer that, I'm going to search what school of magic that might be. BT, because of your sight and what you see, you get something a little bit different. Hang on. You see essentially the residue. Evocation now. School of Magic is evocation. There is a residue. This is using your primordial sight. The back support beam looks as though the fabrics that make it up in your primordial sight have been separated in one thin section. And inside the bedroom, you see essentially the aftermath of a teleportation.
Okay. Is he this aftermath of the teleportation? Is it via device or circle, or is it just he would happen to be standing at this point when he teleported?
The latter. He happened to be standing at that point.
Okay.
It's a little hard to. You'd have to roll a lot higher to be able to tell specific means of it. But you can
But I
tell.
am the expert on teleportation.
One of.
One of, not all of it, but yeah. What's this beam? Let's examine that a little bit further.
Okay.
Can I tell what he was trying to do or what he did when he separated the primordials?
Not really.
Destruction
Yes.
have any clue?
Destruction. You know what? Let's give that a roll, shall we? Let's do
First
a
off,
history
is
check
it
for
a busy
destruction.
signal? Oh, okay.
Not yet
Want
in a
me to
busy
roll that?
signal. Yeah. You go ahead and roll that. Oh,
19.
wonderful.
Whatever his bonuses are, I don't know, but
You feel his presence fully focus on you, and you get the sense that he's using your eyes to see what you're seeing right now. And a sense of confusion comes to his mind. It looks like they ripped its fabric apart. If you know how to, you should be able to walk in between.
Is this open to anybody who can walk in between? Or do you have to do something to walk in between it? Is it a physical just walking between it the correct way? Or is you have to do something as well?
I don't know. It entirely depends on how he did this.
Okay. I will inform the rest of the group of both things. That he teleported here. He was here when he teleported, don't know where. Just that he was a teleport here. And the primordials have been separated in this beam as a portal to somewhere. Maybe, possibly. And it might be possible to walk through it, may not be possible to walk through it. Do
What
not
do you
know.
mean the primordials have been split? What does that mean?
The primordial elements have been pulled apart. You know, earth, air, water, fire.
Oh, okay. Can we utilize it?
Maybe, but it would be. This would be something a little bit beyond a teleport. So I don't know where it would go. Where you would go, if you could even survive there.
Philemon, any thoughts?
He just chilling on Niall's shoulder again, suddenly just poofs into existence, holding a big mug with a straw inside, and he's just sipping something out of it.
Nope, not a single one.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
We could try to shove it open.
How?
Oh no, try running into it.
Well, okay.
Do you want to really? Do we really want to go that way?
I mean, if that's where Al is, we need him.
Oh, so you think that's true? Who's
Snoz
first?
Boop will lead from the front and shove it open.
I will give as accurate a description as possible as to the path, the angle, the height, the width of where he needs to go. I can't paint it in any other way.
Okay. Are you running into the support beam, Schnozboop?
Yes.
Alrighty. Give me percentile dice.
It's gonna be fun.
As he's doing this, Iago is going to lean towards Nal and say, "Crazy individuals, aren't they?"
Is that 85?
85.
Why does your accent keep changing?
As Schnozboop runs headfirst into the support beam, bounces back from it. Big Tin, you did see a strange little warble coming from Schnozboop as he started running towards it. But you
Try it again.
smacked into it headfirst. Little bruise on your head now.
Peculiar
Did you see
quirk.
something? Did that work? Doesn't seem like it worked.
It was close. Can I correct it all? Was it the path, the speed, the
You-
angle of attack?
You're not sure. It almost seemed as though whatever that warble was just not strong enough.
Okay.
Might need to go faster.
I'm not that fast, but I'll give it a try.
Hold on. One moment.
So he'll take a
Bond or ward him.
running sprint at it this time.
Ward him, running sprint. Alright.
I'll
You
take
are-
half his damage if he hits it again.
Okay. As you're awarded, roll a percentile dice twice for me, Schnozboop. Now, how close are you to his support beam?
I'm kind of standing back and watching the show.
Okay.
And I'm right next to him.
Right next to him. Now, give me a perception check.
Shall.
That's a 21.
21.
That's
And-
Go ahead.
Let's see
And
other
then a
one.
20.
Then a 20? Okay. What's your perception check then? No.
A nice 11.
A nice 11. It's not too hard to perceive the fact that that stone you found is warming. At first you thought it was just because you're holding it, transfer of heat and everything, but it's warming to be a little bit warmer than your hand, just ever so slightly. Very, very, very small. But this happens at
Schnozboop.
the same time when you're saying Schnozboop, you see him approach at this beam, that warbling you see, Big Tin, pulses around him, and you all hear a little, he's actually doing it. And then Schnozboop is gone.
I'm going to hold the rock, and then I'm just going to walk up to the rough area in which he just... and see if something happens.
BT, you'll see the tear start to vibrate a little bit and see that the stone in front that Nal is now holding it looks like it's reaching out to it. But it's kind of like these loose tendrils of light just coming from the stone, loosely grabbing up and then falling, and then repeating that process. About a dozen of these little strands at once.
Before I walk any further, I'm going to turn around to the other two, and I'm going to... do we follow him?
Sure. Can I still sense him?
You can't. He's gone.
No tracking, no warded sense. It broke the ward.
You broke the ward.
That's never happened before. I don't know. I guess so.
Uh,
All right.
Yaga will just say in Snozboop's voice, "Friendship."
Is the
And then
stone
proceed forth.
opening it more? The tear more?
It looks like it's trying to, but Nal isn't holding it too closely to it. But it looks like it would be perceived as a key of some kind, possibly.
Can I sense or see where it might logically go?
Give me an
Like the
investigation check.
keyhole.
Yeah, like a keyhole. Yeah, give me an investigation check.
16.
16. There is a spot a little lower that looks a little like something's been pressed up against it. The wood's just indented just a little bit.
I will point that out and say, try pressing the stone there.
I do it.
You take the stone and put it down, and it gets touched into the wall area, and those tendrils you see, Big Tin, because of your primordial sight, lash out and wrap into that gap and then shove, and they suddenly grow in length, pushing open this doorway into a different room.
And
Schnozbu.
these
Oh yeah, go for it.
tendrils, they're primordial based?
They look like they're... When you're looking through your primordial vision, those fabrics that make up existence, they look like those fabrics.
Okay.
Can't say they're primordial based, just that that's what you see.
Yeah. But the door's open now.
The doorway is open. Schnozbu, when you passed through, in that brief time before this opening behind you it comes open, you fly at this pole, and then suddenly, instead of slamming into it, find yourself shunted, falling to the ground on a rough stone floor, and filled with the dried scent of blood. Heavy and thick and iron, sweat, refuse. As you look up, across on the other side of the room, strapped and chained to a chair, is the familiar visage of Alan.
Is there any other doors? Like, is this the room? What I'm seeing is the structure.
This is it. This is the structure. This is the room. You're not seeing anything else.
Well, then I'll scurry over to Al and say, Al, I found you. It's Nazboop.
He is unconscious. There looks
Okay.
to be several fresh wounds. He's beat to tar, on the brink of his life.
Okay, well, I
You can tell that
just,
fairly easily.
just the thing. There we go. Here we got this. We got that. Which one is that? Behold, my friend. And that'll be a cast of Cure Wounds at level 3. So let me just find some D8s up in here. Assuming that actually works. Does that work?
Oh, go for it, yeah. It works. Magic
great.
leaves through your mandolin.
Those are not good rolls. That being said, 12 healing.
12 healing. As the door opens up and the other three start approaching, you hear Schnozboop's little song. See a rejuvenating sense come about this. For Nal and Iago, what you're looking at, it looks kind of like what a tiger would look like. Something you would notice. Actually, no, you don't see his hands, right? But he looks. The closest species you would come to mind is Leonin of some kind, but he's got white, sort of puffed out mane in the front, whiskers, and then striped black and orange fur. And he is beat up. As the magic engulfs around, one of his eyes swells down or decreases in swelling, and some of the cuts start to close up a little bit, and you hear a raspid cough.
Snozboop. Well, I think the quicker we get this guy out, the better. Yeah?
I agree with your assessment now. Al can hear me. It's Snozboop.
Snozboop. Of course, you'd be the one.
Well, I'm glad you're so confident in me. Let's get you out of here.
Confident? No. Just enough of a mischief maker.
Question.
Yes.
When the door opened and we could see Snozboop and everything again, was the ward just being blocked and it came back when the door opened? Or was the ward actually canceled and it's still canceled when the door opened?
It was more like it was blocked. Now that the
Okay.
doors are opened up, you're feeling it suddenly reattach itself to it, like it was still there. There just was no point of connection.
Okay. Well,
I'll cancel the ward and transfer it to Al.
Okay.
is
Yeah.
how's it? Is he shackled or?
He is shackled by both his feet and in the front legs of this chair, and some shackles holding his hands back behind the chair.
Well, I don't know if the keys I stole work. I will see if they fit on any of these.
Any of them? Okay. You trudge along, go in. Iago, give me a quick investigation check.
Investigation. That's going to be a 9.
Cool.
Woof. Woof.
Charles with you. Wander around to the back. Try some of the keys. None of them work.
Okay. I will attempt to lockpick it. I
Okay.
suppose.
Let's just go. I put a paw on him and I misty step him 10 feet.
Misty step him 10 feet. So you. This room's. Like where to? Where are you misty stepping him to?
Outside of the chair.
Outside of the chair?
I'm taking him from the chair to just in front of the chair. It's just the shackles won't come with him.
They do. When you misty step him, the chair
Ah.
follows with him.
Oh wow, this is not good.
As it, like, you hear him go.
Well then,
There are spikes
I'm
in the
going
shackles
to-
going through my feet and my hands. It's part of me right now.
I'm gonna,
I'm trying to lockpick this here locks.
Okay.
from where I'm standing,
Go for
sorry,
Mhm.
because I don't
Like
want to
that.
quite walk through the door just in case the
Right.
key. I don't know how this works. What is the chair made out of?
it. Metal. The whole
Hmm.
thing's made of metal. And it looks like, with a quick look, while you're rolling a sleight of hand check, Schnozboop, for the lock picking, the facets that are holding his feet and to the chair themselves, now that you look, there is a little bit of a trickle now of blood rolling down his ankles. And they are fixed to the chair and like welded into it, basically. And the same thing goes for the hands in his back. They are fixed into something that is physically locked into the chair.
Gentlemen, it's a good rule of thumb when breaking and entering into a house to get out as quickly as possible with whatever you tried to get from there. So, um, just keep Misty stepping them out.
They can't do that.
Move the whole thing with them.
Yeah, you know
Just
how many Missy steps that would be?
dragging him along. What'd you get, Schnosby?
Hurting him the whole time? No.
26.
I'd kill him.
26. What are you working first? There are 3 locations to pick here. His wrists or his feet? The feet are 2
Wrists.
different lock. Wrists. You go around to the back, and with a 26, cling, you hear the unlocking mechanism go, and the cuffs around it pop out a little bit. BT and Iago, give me a perception check.
Is
Perception.
there any arcane or anything from these locks?
That's what we're rolling for.
18 then.
18. Okay.
Yago is scratching his mask. I rolled a 5.
Goodness, you're rolling poorly today.
I am rolling very poorly.
BC, when you heard that clink, with your primordial vision, you see what looks to be a couple of strands just snap and break and then disintegrate.
I know you don't like this destruction, but can we do this?
What?
Can I destroy the rest of the links?
Give me a persuasion check.
Nine. I don't
9.
think that's going to be enough. Let me see. Oh, +5. So 14.
14.
That's right, because I used my strength.
We can. Not bad. It's hard to explain, but I can't fully sense you where you are now. It's a strain to get to you.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep a lookout over my shoulder through any window that I can look through, and I'm definitely watching the front door.
Okay. Give me a perception check. The all round. What are you doing right now, Snowspoop? As you pull his hands free, you do see that there were deep spikes straight through his wrists.
Well, I got that one off. I'm going to work on the other 2.
He pulls his
24.
hands around 24. Nice. And Iago, you being the one still looking, you do see that he's got backwards hands. His hands are facing the wrong way. He like rubs his wrists a little bit.
I'm going to start doing cure wounds.
In a deeper than normal voice, I'm going to say, I've never seen that before.
Was that an accent?
It was somebody's
Uh,
accent.
I think he's just a parrot.
It's Kenku.
Mm-hmm.
Shows you what'd you get?
15.
15. This one's a little bit more difficult. Not finding much luck on it.
Can he try again?
Keep trying.
You can keep trying. It's more time.
Goal. 14.
14. Just you're at the cusp of bending something. You can try one more time, but you're risking breaking your equipment.
Oh, boy.
Sounds boop. come over here quickly. I can hear you, even though I'm watching. I can hear you fumble all the time.
Okay, I'll come over there. What's up?
Another cure wounds.
Bolstering magic. Because I'm not looking at you, I accidentally hit you slightly too hard on the chest because I'm just like reaching down like that. Okay, so as an action, I touch you and confer one of the following benefits of your choice to that of my choice to that creature. For 10 minutes, the creature can roll a d3 whenever making an attack roll or an ability check, and add that number rolled to the d20. Not sure why it's a d3. That's a very odd thing
That is very
for it to
strange.
be.
I
Which
don't
is
have
10
a.
and 2. You could just either use a d6 and do like 1 and 2 is
Yeah.
1.
Okay,
3 and
smart.
Yeah, like, or
Four.
like odd and
Yeah.
Can I assist in any way with his sleight of hand picking?
It's a
Sin-
little difficult
Somehow
to
use
do.
my stealth or sleight of hand?
I'm gonna. Do you believe in friendship? To
Inspire
myself.
yourself.
Yeah, that
Uh,
would be good.
you could help in the sense of like direction, your heightened sense of hearing, being able to hear if he's hit one of the tumblers correctly. So yeah, with
I'll
assistance,
sense.
so advantage.
We're trying
24.
everything we can.
And a
24
24 on that
perception.
perception check.
Well,
yeah,
it
that's
was very unneeded. I rolled a natty 20. So
Oh, thank Christ.
Of course.
so
As soon
that's
as you-
gonna be a 42.
42.
That's the 6 is halved. So 39.
What? Wow.
They
Okay.
come out perfect.
Yeah.
Like, they don't even hurt him.
As soon as you run back around, you just put those picks in, and then it instantly, and it goes, and you pull out again, and again spikes straight through his feet,
Okay, very good.
straight through his ankles, technically, I guess.
Be free.
There's one more.
Iago is going to check to see if his big toes are also backwards.
They're not. Just his
Oh,
hands.
okay, so they're normal.
You've got
Okay.
I'm up to
one
6
more.
cure wounds.
6.
I'm just
Tell me
counting
how
right now.
much HP, as well.
I'll
Cube.
start rolling those once we're out of this. Or
Nice.
I'm just going to go ahead and inspire myself again for this last one.
assist again.
Nice. You're assisting.
And you can also still add that d3 for 10
Oh.
minutes.
Oh, great.
Good 10 minutes. That's a good one.
Okay, that is a bad set of rolls, so good thing we had all that friendship. So I rolled a 3 on the 6. What do
Oh, 3
Is
on
that a
6,
1
that's
then?
going to be 2.
That's a 2.
Okay.
It's a 2.
Okay. So 30.
Yep. So the guy, I've got to bet you, apologies, on that ankle one. Let's go with his right ankle being released. Again, BT, you did see another, what looked to be just thin layers of fabric of existence just snap and then dissipate. And the same thing happens as soon as Snozzboop goes in for the next one and unlocks it. Thin strand just snaps and dissipates. But, Iago, go ahead and give me 2 perception checks real quick.
First one is going to be a solid 9. The second one is going to be 15.
Solid 9, you get nothing. But on the last ankle, the left one, there's a weird warbling about the ankle lock as soon as it comes undone. It just pulses. You see it through your goggles.
Not ideal. All right, Al. We got to make a run for it, as your captor could be back at any time, seemingly. So
Wounds
let's get out of here.
keep closing up, some of the fur starting to magically grow back. And as Snozzboop is saying that, now,
Your total.
one of the... what's the total of HP?
I'm adding it up right now.
Okay, you add it up and insert it when you can. There's a little flash you notice and you see for a second a head, bald, short, pop out of one of the alleyways and look the direction of the house. Give me a quick stealth check to see if you can pull back in time.
Oopsie
Oh, boy.
daisies on this one. Oh boy. It's a good old solid 13.
13. All right.
That's very good or very bad.
You got a 12.
Oh,
Yes!
Oh, wow.
The hair of a breath, you pull back in time. But that was definitely the ambassador of peace. And he is looking at the house, knowing something's going on.
Gentlemen, we need to leave and probably out the back door as quickly as possible. Yes?
Doesn't sound like there was a back door. That's just a cliff, isn't it? The side of a cliff?
It's nestled up to it, but it's not like the other houses. This is actually a good point of order. Some of the houses in Ballius are built straight up to it. These ones are all district ones. They are not built straight up to it, as they didn't have the need for all the space back then. There was a whole nother cliff face, or mountainside, to build off of. That's gone now. But this was old-fashioned. There is a back door. However, you don't know the state of it, but there is a back door.
Okay.
Does that HP is 97.
97.
I cast it 7 times.
With the other 12.
Snozboop?
Hang on.
I'm running.
No, I'm going to say Snozboop, Iago, carry him. Big Tin, we might have to break down this back door.
Seems healed up. Can you carry yourself, Al?
With all that healing, he is now... You literally got him just up to maximum HP.
Oh, perfect.
It's 110.
I haven't been looking at him. So as I say that, I turn
As
around and I go, oh, never
he
mind, let's go.
walks out, rubbing his wrists, none of the cuts on his skin anymore, and offers you just a gentle little smile, and like,
Yes, I would suggest we leave out some way, but the back door is not necessary. Gather around.
Ooh,
I'll hug him.
probably, a good,
Levels of strength.
probably a good thing that we don't have to carry you, because I'm a small little guy.
Like
So,
your
yeah,
kind.
Now suggests the 2 smallest people to carry.
I mean, I wanted the 2 biggest of us to break down the back door if we needed to.
they would be dragging him along. But, presuming you all gather up quickly, as like,
Did you say that he was coming this way and knew a stranger that I don't know the name of?
Yeah, well, he peeked his creepy little head around the corner, so
Yes.
let's...
Then it
vamos.
won't be a matter that this is going to cause a little bit of a ruckus.
he lifts his hand, and you will see the arcane energies build up to a little point in the center of his palm.
As it's doing, a Snozboop is going to toss the key into the jail room.
Okay.
And I'm taking
And
the rock with
Iago-
me.
Oh,
You're
I was
taking
going
the
to
rock
say,
with you.
if Nal didn't do that, Iago was going to.
You pull the rock away, and you see that fabric just
Throw it in the room.
shrink down again. You're going into the room?
No, throw the rock into the room.
Oh,
As
I
it's
was just
closing.
taking it with me. Just in case we need to open another door later. I don't know if this is a universal key or not, so that is going in my pocket.
fair thought. Well, you pull that rock away. Door closes just as this little... No, it's not little, actually. It's audible enough. You hear a snapping sound come from that center little light, and suddenly the world around you flashes and changes, and you are in complete darkness.
60 feet of dark vision.
I think
'Cause
you all have dark vision.
yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah, I think we all have 60 feet of dark vision.
I have the vision.
You have the vision. This is true. As you gather
There's
your
no
wits,
dark.
Schnozboop and Big Tin, the 2 of you are going to recognize where you are. You're inside the back room of his shop, of Alan's shop. And he immediately walks to one of the sides of the wall, puts his hand on it, pulls away a loose brick in this brick fashion in the back, and reaches in. And while he's reaching in, looks back and goes,
So, I take it you know what he is then?
Indeed, unfortunately, indeed. And so, our thought was that perhaps you could assist us in stopping their destructive plan.
Mr. Noseboop, I am here to avoid, not get into the middle of all their business. But you have helped me and saved my life, and I do not let debts go unpaid. So before I leave, I will tell you everything I know.
and he pulls out what looks to be a couple of bags. Bigton, you would recognize them as bags of holding because of their enchantments on them.
So, you've got about 15 or so minutes before I leave. What is it you'd like to know?
And that is where we're going to close for the night.
Dun, dun, dun.
Heck yeah, folks. Was a good one.
We'll come back to this with them having narrowly escaped the sight of the ambassador, leaving some evidence behind that something happened, some fairly obvious evidence, but no real knowledge to who done it. We'll come back and
Such a strange tiefling taking a sunbath in the morning.
outside in front of his building, yeah, that's not suspicious at all. Not anymore.
No.
Nope, everything's fine.
I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't outside his house.
We will come back to this wonderful launch, Noseboop's journey, next week. See you all then. Bye.
The end may have closed for now. We hope you met a friend this go around. Tired and blurry you may be. We hope your minds are full from this revelry. May peace follow you out. May you return for more giggles and shouts.